My name is Juanita Archuleta and I work on the NinjaTrader business development team. We have a very special event for you today with Tony Peterson of the Intentional Trader. I would like to mention that it is important to understand that there are substantial risks in trading commodities futures contracts and Forex. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you and will depend on your specific circumstance and financial resources. It is possible to lose all funds deposited with your broker and could even incur losses beyond these amounts. Please inquire at the following link for a full copy of the CFTC risk disclosure. Also, please remember that these training webinars are not a solicitation nor a recommendation, but simply educational in nature. This presentation is presented to you by NinjaTrader LLC, which is the technology company responsible for developing and supporting the NinjaTrader trading software. We are very excited for this unique event in which Tony will introduce to you a full suite of enhancements called the Essential Add-on Suite, EAS for short. Thanks again for your attendance today, and without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome to the NinjaTrader webinar room, Tony Peterson. Go ahead and take it away, Tony.
Well, thank you, Juanita. Can everybody still hear me okay? It's all still good. All right, excellent. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming, everybody. And thanks for everybody at NinjaTrader for providing this opportunity, not just for us to show our stuff, but to help traders learn more about what NinjaTrader is capable of and what the NinjaTrader ecosystem has to offer. So I've been a NinjaTrader user for many years. I started back at NinjaTrader 6.5, and I use it on a daily basis. I am a user. I'm not just a programmer or a system developer or system seller. We do have a trade room, a trading system that we trade, but we're not going to talk about that stuff today. When I heard about NinjaTrader 8, I flew out to Denver and I met with them, and I got a presentation on what they had planned for NinjaTrader 8, and I was really impressed with the amount of work involved and the things that they were doing, and more specifically, some of the things that they're doing for us developers that are in the ecosystem to help to give us the ability to enhance NinjaTrader with add-ons. Okay, so what we decided to do at that point, first of all, we just waited for Ninja 8 to come out of beta. There was still a lot that had to happen, but the plan was always that we're going to create a suite of add-ons to enhance NinjaTrader for the everyday user. Okay, now we're not going to be in our trade room, in our trading system, we have a full trading system that we do every day. But this is aside from that. We're not going to be, for the add-on suite, we're not going to be building indicators. Okay, this is not going to be something to help you place or execute trades and be a more successful trader using indicators. What this whole add-on suite does is enhances the capabilities of NinjaTrader. Okay, this is to make NinjaTrader for the user a more pleasurable experience. Okay, make it more user-friendly. So let me go through some of the features of our new Essential Add-on Suite. Okay, first thing I want you to notice here is we do have a 31-day free trial. And you can see that down here at the bottom. You can see that address down here at the bottom. Before you sign up for the free trial, though, you may want to take advantage of this offer, and you'll see this on the bottom right corner of every chart, every slide. This is our special offer for the first 50 subscribers. Okay, so, but I'm not going to give you the coupon code until we get to the end of the event today. All right, now, if you have any questions along the way while I'm talking, feel free to ask. Connor is here to answer questions in the chat for you, okay? And he'll help you out with that. I will get through this presentation. I'll show you everything that we've got going on, And then if you have a couple of questions for me, I'll save some time to answer some questions for you. All right? So what we've done is we've created an entire suite of add-ons to help enhance the user experience. All right, so we've got our replay data manager. For those of you that like to use the playback utility or the market replay utility, we have another utility called Market Replay Data Downloader that we have developed and we offer on a different website called marketreplayDataDownload.com. We're putting that whole package inside this utility, inside of the add-on suite. So you'll notice up here we have a replay data manager. I'm going to show you all of these things. We have a themes changer where you can change the backgrounds. Okay, you can change the colors. You can add images. We have a rollover date app that we're going to show you. We have a Workspaces Manager. We have a background changer. We have a theme changer. We have a lot of enhancements to the NinjaTrader 8 platform, okay? So we're not changing how NinjaTrader 8 works. We're simply trying to make it more usable and more pleasant to use than the current version of NinjaTrader. And when I say more pleasant to use, the programmers at NinjaTrader are awesome, okay? But they generally have different motivations for creating a product, okay? Typically, the programmers and developers at NinjaTrader are working to create a product for the power users, okay? And that's going to be, you know, and testing and making sure that things are stable and making sure that the mechanics of the platform are very good. And nobody does it better than the NinjaTrader programmers. But programmers aren't really us typical everyday users, okay? So there are a lot of things that as an everyday user, I kind of wish I had sometimes. You know, I wish it was available. So that's what we decided to come up with this add-on suite, okay, this Essential AddOn Suite. So they spend a lot of time developing for these power users, which they really have to do. I mean, that they have to make it bulletproof for the power users. Now, I don't consider myself a power user. I am an everyday user, but I really don't know everything that goes on that NinjaTrader can do. I know what I want it to do. I know what I need it to do. And it's probably only about 10% of what it can do, okay? So the power user typically have used most of the features. They demand superior performance, and they spend most of their time using the product, and they really know the product inside and out, the product being the NinjaTrader platform, all right? So that's the typical power user. Now, you look at this and you think of all NinjaTrader users, there's a really small sliver of power users. However, because these power users really push the limits of what can be done, the programmers and developers at NinjaTrader really have to make sure that the platform is stable and able to be used by the power user. And I certainly understand that. But the rest of us typically have pretty much a pretty general knowledge of how NinjaTrader works and what you can do with it, but we probably really only use 10 or 20% of its capabilities. I know that I probably know a lot more about NinjaTrader 8 than most of you do, and I still don't know everything there is to know. Most of us know just enough to get things set up and running a certain way, and then generally that's about it, you know, without doing a whole lot of research or doing a whole lot of study, a whole lot of practicing. We usually get it to a point where we feel like it's good enough and that's all I need to know, okay? Doesn't mean we don't want to learn, you know, just more likely it's not interested in taking the time to learn all the stuff that we'll probably never use anyway. You know, it's best to just learn the basics of what NT can do and make that work for you, okay? I do that as an example with my cell phone, right? I've got this cell phone, this smartphone that can do all kinds of stuff. I have no idea. I only want it to do certain things. But so I still use it, but there are certain things that I want it to do. So I download apps for that. So that's what we're doing with our add-on suite. All right, so here's the first thing that you'll notice when you load up our add-on suite. This is the typical toolbar on the control panel, all right, on the main control panel. We've changed it a little bit. We dropped all the words off, and we've made it less cluttered, all right? We did that to streamline it so that we can add more tools right to the Control Center toolbar. Now, a lot of these you're going to notice are the same as what they were before, what they always have been. We've got the little icon to create something new. We've got the tools. We've got the connections. We've got help. And if you haven't bought NT yet, you'll see this $sign that for buying NT. All right, so those are still there. And if you hover your mouse over the icons, it'll pop up and tell you which icon that's for. But then we've got some new ones up there that are not there now. Workspaces is there, but we've totally changed it once you click on it. We've also got a boost button, a NinjaTrader boost button. We've got a save and exit button, and we have a save and restart button. All right, so the boost button. NinjaTrader 8 will share processor resources based on how Windows decides to share those resources with you. We're giving you the ability to raise NinjaTrader in the level of how the processor handles it. Okay, so we give it we give you the ability. Hovering over it, you can boost NT performance, and we give you the ability to choose to prioritize NinjaTrader above other processes that are going on the processor on your motherboard. Okay, so that's one of the cool things about the new NinjaTrader 8 is it provides the multi-threading dependent upon what your computer can do. It'll provide multi-threading, which tends to make NinjaTrader a bit faster and better to use. Well, we're going to actually give you the ability to prioritize it to the top priority, and instead of let Windows decide which takes priority, you can give it right to NinjaTrader. Okay, so you can go ahead and click high. When you do that, the boost button turns red, so you know that it's set to high. All right. When the new NinjaTrader 8 came out, the first thing I noticed, the very first thing I noticed was, you see, when in 7 you used to go to File and Exit, right? So you hit click File and click Exit, and that's how I always exited. So the very first thing I noticed was, where the heck is the exit button? And for those of us over 50, that little bitty tiny little X up in the right hand corner of the control panel isn't all that easy to see or hit every single time. It's kind of a hassle to not have an exit button. So we added one. It's simple. It's the same thing if you hit the X or whether you hit the save and exit, but it's right there on the menu bar. Little simple things like that all along the way is going to make NinjaTrader easier and more fun to use. Okay? I also spend a lot of time wanting to save and restart NinjaTrader. If I'm working on something and I want to reboot or restart NinjaTrader, instead of having to go through the 5-click process of saving and restarting, we put a save and restart button right on there. Now, if you're in a trade or you have an order pending, it won't save and restart. Okay, it's going to ask you, it's going to tell you, I'm not going to do this. So you can't make a mistake and leave an order stranded out there, okay? So those are a few minor features in our new control bar toolbar. We also added a Workspace Manager. Now, I have the opportunity when I'm helping our traders that trade with us in our trade room, that buy our indicators in our trading system, and I help people get set up on their computer. So I have the opportunity to see how a lot of people use NinjaTrader. And one of the first things I do when they tell me they're having problems, and I look at I go onto their computer and I look, is I open up the workspaces and I start noticing how many workspaces people tend to use and save. It could be hundreds of workspaces. And I don't know how they find or how they sort or how they categorize, but right now all we have in NinjaTrader 8 is a long list. So you got to kind of search the long list to find whatever workspace you're looking for. Okay, so with our new EAS Workspaces Manager, when you click on Workspaces, up in the right-hand corner, you're going to have a couple of options. One of them is going to be Open the Workspace Manager. So here is where you get all of the information about what's the active workspace, what are the currently open workspaces, and then below you'll see groups of workspaces. One thing I want to point out to you, it's often not clear which workspace you're working in. Sometimes you want to work in multiple workspaces, or you want to make changes to one and not to another one. Depends on what you're working on. We put the name of the workspace that is currently open right on the bottom right of the control center. So it's a very quick reference to always know which workspace you're working in. I've switched workspaces before and forgotten that I had switched and made a whole bunch of changes and saved it and ended up destroying a workspace that I worked real hard to build. Okay, so this is a quick visual reference to let you know. Okay, now most of the time when we're building workspaces, excuse me, we're building them for specific things, specific reasons, specific things that we might want to trade, testing that we might be doing, different markets, different types of trading, different time frames, all these different things that you may want to categorize these workspaces. So we've created a groups area where you can create unlimited number of groups. You can add workspaces to each group, or you can add one workspace to many groups. For example, you'll see here the CLNG is listed under my favorites group. It's also listed under some testing that I was doing, and I might even create an energies group or something and put it there. So a workspace can exist in any number of groups. However you want to classify it and cross-reference it, totally up to you. So finding and using workspaces is much, much easier this way. Okay. Now, speaking of favorite work groups, if you don't want to, if you have a few work groups that you use over and over and over again, put them in your favorites, and it's available right there on the workspaces drop down. You highlight, just hover over the favorite workspaces and they'll pop up right there. So you may have 100, 200 workspaces, but you only use 4 or 5 at a time, or your favorites. Just put them right there and they're easy to get to. You don't have to search for them. All right, so now let's look at our alert. Now, when you come on to, when you open NinjaTrader, on the right-hand side, when you have EAS installed, you'll notice that there's an icon. If that icon is flashing, that means there's a message for you. All right, and it can be either specifically for you, or it can be for all users. We can do that for any particular user or any type of message we want to send to you. Okay. Then if you click on that icon again, it'll take you into your user portal, your EAS user portal, where you can clear the messages. There's more information inside that user portal for you. Information about your subscription, what's the most current version, and where you can download the most current version. All right? So all of that is inside of your own personal user portal. All right, skins. NinjaTrader provides 5 different skins. Okay, and I think we all have seen the same skins. I think it's pretty much the same skins in NinjaTrader 7 as in NinjaTrader 8. So they've gone ahead and included those in NinjaTrader 8. They've also given us the ability to create our own skins, but no real tool to do that with. So because they give us the ability but no tool, we actually went and created a tool, and we're calling it themes instead of skins, okay? So we're calling it our theme changer, and you can create any type of themes that you want and save them in a themes changer and apply them however you want, okay? So maybe you like the Atlanta Falcons, and you can create a theme for the Atlanta Falcons, or maybe you like dogs, or you have a bunch of pets, or you know, family pictures, or vacation pictures, or you know, at least your dream vacation or something, or maybe you want everything to be red or everything to be blue, or a crinkled yellow with a white foreground, you know, or how about just transparent? You can actually create transparent themes if you like. In fact, you can go so far as if you really want to, you could be running a live feed from on the background of your workstation on your workspace, and have transparent windows. Okay, so we give you that ability with our Themes Changer add-on. We do have a few charting add-ons, although these are not going to be indicators to help you trade or enter a trade. What we have are add-ons to help make using charts more efficient. There's 3 icons. We've got 3 charting add-ons currently, and here's the 3 icons for those charting add-ons. We've got this one over here, this up here, and this one over here, and I'll show you what those do. If you look on the left, you'll notice the toolbar, okay? We make the toolbar very easy to use. All of the tools for marking up charts, very easy to use. They're right there at your fingertips. We even have a where you can take a photo of that chart, and it'll save it to a folder in your documents folder. Okay, so you can actually just click that camera button to see to move that image to a folder. Okay, so that's a nice little tool that makes it easier to use. How about you want to change the background? You'll notice this chart has a background that is not a color. Currently, only NinjaTrader only allows colors. We've created a background where you can add an image. So all you do is you click on, once you've installed this indicator, these are classified as indicators, okay? But so we just have to install it on the chart, and there's where you select the image, this window pops up. You can then browse to whatever image you want, and then increase or decrease the opacity of that image. Okay, so if you want it to be a very light shading in the background, then you would decrease the opacity. If you wanted it to be very bold, you could increase the opacity. And you can even alter the color by changing the background color of the chart, because as you change the opacity, the background color shows through. So if you wanted this to be a very dark image, we leave this as a black background. We've got videos on how to go about doing this. This is the Market Replay Data Downloader Manager. Okay, so if any of you ever use Market Replay or Playback, you notice that you have to download one instrument one day at a time. Here I'm showing you how you can go and you can you can just line up a whole bunch of instruments. You can select a range of dates, select which instruments you want to download those dates for, and just hit download. Okay? And all of that happens from inside of NinjaTrader. Now, there is another application that we also developed that is the Download Data Manager. Hold on a second. Let me pause that. The Market Replay Data Downloader that many of you already have a subscription for. If you want to drop that subscription and subscribe to this, let us know and we'll get you subscribed. Okay. Now, what I wanted to show you here, and the reason I stopped it, typically your replay data is stored in a folder in Windows under the NinjaTrader folder inside your documents folder. Okay, so you have a NinjaTrader 8 folder, then inside of that is DB, inside of that is replay, and then this is where all of those files go. I know that most of you have no idea where the files go. And I know this because of the questions that we get from people using the Market Replay Data Downloader. They said, hey, I downloaded all the files and I don't know where to look for them. I don't know where they go. I don't know how to delete the files. I don't know how to do any of that. It's all right there. So instead of making you have to go to a Windows folder to manipulate these files, we're going to let you do it right here in the File Manager. Okay? So you'll notice there's 3 files in there. I'm going to delete 2 of them, and they're deleted here, and you can see that they're also deleted here inside your Documents NinjaTrader 8 folder. You can remove entire folders. You can remove just some files inside those folders. Whatever you want to do to manage those. A link for supported markets for downloaded data. It's going to be the most common futures and Forex. And I don't know that we have that listed. It is on the Market Replay Data Downloader as we're using the same database. So you can look there, but we will post a link in our wiki. We do have a wiki that you can learn more about which instruments are available. All right, so this one's going to come in real handy. Some of you today might have been wondering when to roll over your contracts. We have a rollover coming up in several of the equity indexes, right? In our trade room, we trade the NQ, YM, and ES. So we had people coming into the room this morning saying, hey, it's time to roll over. And I said, well, hold on a minute. Let's check that. And I happen to have this handy dandy little add-on on our charts. So what I did is I went up and I clicked on that. Whoops, hold on a second. I went up and I clicked on that and I said, okay, well this is an older slide. But this is essentially what I did this morning. And this morning I clicked on the NQ. It said NQ 1218 is the most current. Here, let me just show you here. I have an ES chart right here. I'm going to click on it. It's actually live right now. I'm going to click on it, and it's going to say the next contract rollover will be the ES 1218 on September 13th. Well, that happens to be today. Now, do I want to just go ahead and roll over, or do I want to wait? So I'm going to check. I'm going to click here and I'm going to check and I'm going to say, all right, looks like 1.5 million contracts for the September to 705,000 in December. Well, I don't want to trade December yet because most of the activity is happening in September still, and that's where I want to be trading. But let's just pretend that these numbers are reversed, which is likely to be the case tomorrow morning, right? So I click on this, it says 705. I click on this, it says 160. I'm just going to say, let's go ahead and roll it over. And notice now I'm on the ES 1218. I rolled over the contract on this chart. Okay, so that's our rollover tool. Let's see that again. All right, very handy tool. Now, we're not forcing you. This is one application that goes on NinjaTrader 8. Okay, one application. And all of these add-ons are inside the application. Now, we're not going to force you to use any of these. If you don't want to use these, you simply turn off the ones you don't want. You disable the ones you don't want to use, or you don't put them on the charts. Okay, you just turn them off. Now, here's the plan going forward and why this is important to you guys. The business model for the Essential Add-on Suite. We're going to let anybody and everybody try it for a month to see if it makes your trading easier and more interesting and adds utility to your trading, okay? We want to make it so inexpensive that anybody can afford it and that it's going to be so good you're going to feel great about recommending it to other traders. We are never going to stop developing. This isn't the Essential Add-on Suite, period. This is the beginning of the Essential Add-on Suite. This is the rollout. We plan to continuously develop add-ons. Okay, I've got a team of programmers that are doing nothing but working on developing new add-ons. Some of them are minor, like that little exit button that we find, that a lot of people like, but it's a simple thing. It's just a simple thing for us to add. Some of them will be more major, more substantial. Now, major add-ons will precipitate a price increase, but anybody that's a current user, if you're a current user let's say starting today, and you want to do the $5 a month thing, and you don't unsubscribe and you stay a user, whenever we introduce a major new add-on, you get it for free. You just do the upgrade and you'll just continue making your subscription payment. Okay? There was never a price increase for our current customers, no matter what we add. Okay? Only new or returning customers will pay the highest price for whatever the most current price is, whatever the most current version is. Okay? Now we have some stuff that we're currently working on or on the drawing board, and we're currently working on developing. A couple of them will be a replacement for NinjaTrader's playback utility. There's some things that are difficult to use with the current version, and I use playback every single day. We ask our clients, the people that trade with us, to practice their trading using playback every single day. So because I'm a regular user, an everyday user, I notice some things in playback that I would like to be different. So instead of asking NinjaTrader to change their playback when they're still working on things for power users, I decided, well, we'll just create an add-on. So we're going to create a playback add-on. We're going to call it Replay Market. NinjaTrader 7, it was called Market Replay. NinjaTrader 8, they call it Playback. We're going to call ours Replay Market. Okay. We're gonna create a replacement, or at least an alternative to the static Superdome for obvious reasons. For those of you that use the static Superdome, you know that there's an overhead expense involved, and we are going to we've actually already created it, but we're going to kind of rebuild it a little bit and offer an alternative to the static Superdome. So we have this in the works also. Okay. Now we have a wiki. So Mark, if you're already a subscriber, go to our wiki. All right. And if you don't have the address for the wiki, I thought I had it on here, but I guess I don't. Oh, there it is. Yep. There's the address for the wiki right there. Go there and that'll get you started. That'll tell you what you need to know. And if you have any questions, there's a comment box at the bottom of every page on the wiki, or go to support@theintentionaltrader.com and we'll answer the questions for you. All right, we chose the wiki format because it's easy to add information and communicate with the wiki users. So if you have questions about anything, you can put them right there. If you're reading through some of the documentation and something's not clear, just add it right there in the comments and we'll make whatever changes right there on the wiki. All right, so it keeps the question and answers you know, in a nice tidy place. It also might ask a question that other people have been asking, and they'll see that it's already been asked. And over time, we're hoping that this wiki grows based on your ideas and suggestions, okay? EAS is going to grow on your suggestions, okay? I have a lot of mine, and we're just kind of launching EAS, hoping to get people more interested and more involved so that we can find out what it is that everybody feels that they're missing in NinjaTrader 8 or wish they had, and then we'll see if we can go about developing that. Do not ask me to develop indicators, right? All right, or something for charts or something for trading. There's plenty of that out there. This is simply about the mechanics of what can NinjaTrader do, all right? And that's what we're going to develop for the Essential Add-on Suite. All right, so please let us know if there's something you want to see in the Essential Add-on Suite. Of course, we're going to take our customer suggestions first. If you're not a user, not a customer, the chances are we'll look at your suggestions, but if we have customers that are demanding something, they'll be the first ones that we'll start developing for. All right, so this is our big launch of the Essential Add-on Suite. We have probably 100 people using it so far. So we did a soft launch not that long ago, and so far so good. Everybody's really enjoying it. So we're going ahead and we're going to hit blast off on this thing. And what we're going to do is typically, I mean, it's still cheap at only $8.95 a month with just the stuff that you've seen here, or $89.50 a year. If you guys are one of the first 50 from this group that are watching this, use these coupon codes and either get the monthly or yearly subscription. And as long as you don't unsubscribe, this will be your price from here on out. No matter what we develop, that's all you will ever pay. All right? Now, if you're not convinced, you're not ready, whatever, that's fine. Do a trial. You got a month. We're going to give you a month. Or you can go ahead and subscribe. Either way, whatever you decide. But if you don't get the first 50, fine. Then wait a while, and then you're at $8.95 a month. So remember, current subscribers never pay a higher price. New add-ons are constantly being developed. It's all being user-driven. All the development is user-driven. And you have no commitments. There's no contract involved here. You can use it for 1 month and quit. It's up to you. Cancel anytime. And expire September 27th. I'm going to give you 2 weeks or until we reach the first 50. Okay? So that's it. It's really exciting stuff. There's a lot going on in the background here. We have a lot of really exciting things that I can't really tell you about everything right now. But I promise you that EAS is going to continue to grow and make NinjaTrader, it's already the best trading platform, but it's going to be even so much more with our Essential AddOn Suite. Charles S., can you show the chart dome that was referenced? It is not ready to be shown yet, Charles. Are there any questions specifically for me or that Connor didn't have a chance to answer yet? Let's see, what is Tony's question? Can you enhance the attach indicator features so that the preferred indicator can be attached on the fly by a punch of a button? Hey, that's a neat idea. I hadn't even heard that. So you're saying that instead of having to go to indicators and double clicking the indicator and hitting OK, you'd rather have maybe a side panel where you could just click that indicator and it pops on the chart. Is that what you were saying? Stephen likes that idea. I think it's a pretty cool idea. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Email those to us at support@theintentionaltrader.com or in the wiki. Mark says, need playback of EAS after market closes to learn minute by minute, not seeing the advanced price action. All right, send that in to me, Mark. I definitely won't remember that. Oh, for trailing. Now, there is the ability to do that on the Superdome, but I would very much be interested. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, if you're in a trade and you want to attach an indicator to the trade, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, send that to me with as much detail as you can. Could be bust connection to exchange to pick contracts faster. Can I view ESRTY NQ in real time? Not sure what you're referring to there, Mark. If you have data, live data, you should be able to do it real time. Yeah, there's our, if you want to do some more explanation, I love these ideas. And this is how the Essential AddOn Suite is going to grow and become tools that all traders want to use, to the point that we're hoping that without it you would feel almost naked using NinjaTrader, the regular version. We want you to make sure that we continually, because we're not going to be developing for the power users. NinjaTrader will be doing that, and then we'll be just enhancing the features that they've already provided. NinjaTrader had some, they were very insightful by allowing us developers access to certain parts of the code so that we can do this. We have access to this that was not available in NinjaTrader 7, so they did have the foresight to allow us to do this. I know they had thousands and thousands of suggestions from people that use NinjaTrader 7 that, and when they were developing NinjaTrader 8 and what to put into NinjaTrader 8. And of course they can't do them all. So instead of doing that, they gave us developers the opportunity to just hook into NinjaTrader and add those things that people have been asking for. Okay, so they've done an excellent job with that, and we're add-on suite development. Since price actions instantly, minute by minute, since they're correlated, they move instantly in real time. So if you can see intermarket, again, I'm not sure I understand because you're referring to data that's not live or live data. Anyway, I don't want to drag this out. If you can do your best to explain it in an email at support@theintentionaltrader.com, I will definitely take a look at that. And if I have any questions, I will I'll email you back, and I can get a clear understanding of what it is that you're looking for. So I see many of you, I've got my email service up now. I see many of you have already, rather than doing the trial, I see a lot of you are already just jumping in and doing the special offer. So I don't know, we're probably not going to make it 2 weeks before we hit the 50, especially after Ninja puts this up on their YouTube site. There's a lot of people can't come to these webinars. They wait and they watch them at night, and they watch the replay on the YouTube site. So I don't expect that this offer is going to go for 2 whole weeks. So you might want to take advantage of it as soon as you can. NinjaTrader's YouTube site. Just go, and I'm not sure what the address is, but this video, this webinar, this recording will be uploaded to their YouTube site. And I'm not exactly sure where that is. Maybe Juanita can help you with that. And make sure that you guys get a link to the video. But a lot of people, since they can't attend webinars, they just watch everything on YouTube. So, or the recording. So that's it. That's the launch of our Essential Add-on Suite. We hope that you give it a try. We know you're going to like it. If nothing else, when I created the rollover tool, the one that I showed you where you just click rollover now and your chart changes, I showed that to the members of our trade room, and they all were just like, oh my gosh, that just paid for it right there. Just one little tool makes this an awesome suite of add-ons. All right, well, thanks everybody for coming. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Juanita, and I thank you, Juanita, and everybody at NinjaTrader for providing this opportunity, not just to us, but to all of your traders.
Thank you, Tony. I would like to again give a special thank you to Tony of the Intentional Trader for a great presentation today. Everyone in attendance here will receive an on-demand recording of today's event, so please keep an eye out for that email. NinjaTrader ecosystem is pleased to sponsor these weekly vendor events as a value-added service for our clients. If you find value in these events, we do hope that you'll attend them on a regular basis. We would like to remind you the information provided in this was that of the Intentional Trader and not of NinjaTraders. All information was for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Again, we appreciate the time that you do spend with us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you in future webinars. Happy trading from all of us here at NinjaTrader Ecosystem. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you again, Tony and Connor, for joining us today.